Hi, and welcome to episode 8 of the Aussie Tech Crypto, a show about cryptocurrency from Australian viewpoint. I'm your host, Jason Oakley. This is my co-host, Will Tompkinson. Hey, Will.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Pretty good.
8
Ready
episodes.
for another week?
And people said it wouldn't last.
We sure did.
Yeah, no, we said it wouldn't last. We didn't listen to
We were
ourselves.
the one.
We never take our own
Maybe
advice.
Maybe we should.
Oh, dear. Another warm one?
Yes, it's warm here as well. We're getting little bits of rain every now and then, but not as flooded as you did.
No, and if this event happens on the weekend that's supposed to happen, that could be interesting.
Oh, they're supposed to get like the most rain since 1974 or something up there.
Oh, it's been nuts. It's been weird too. The storms have been acting weird. Like, if people who lived in Queensland 20 years ago would know that every afternoon about 4 o'clock you'd get a storm. That was just how it worked. 4:30, the storm for half an hour, sun would come back out. You know, you're good. But lately, storms have been like coming in of a morning, been showery all day, and then about 8 o'clock of a night, get this massive storm for like an hour. It's not the way.
I hope it's not happening right now then.
Well, we have had thunder and lightning, so.
Very, very frightening. Galileo. Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to be doing a bit better. I signed up to a new RSP and we're testing that out tonight. So I've got actually 2 RSPs on my NTD box, one on each port. So I've switched over to the new one for now, and hopefully that'll be less laggy and less cracking up and, quality issues.
You say right as it crackles.
Chocolate?
Yeah, no, the picture is definitely cleaner, so that's a good start. Oh, too, if people hear a fan kicking in now, it's because I've got the fan like literally an arm's length over there, so I'm going to do
Mine's
it.
up there.
I got one up there, but it's like that side of the room, so it's no good to me.
Your green screen.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
what green screen? There's no green screen. There's nothing to see here.
It's an illusion. Aliens. So yes, each week we hope to bring you some interesting information about the crypto world and what it's all about from a newbie perspective. Today we talk about Brave Twitch, Engine's birthday, Waltonchain's blunder, PayPal, and also some stolen Bitcoin. But first, the crypto news. Okay, we'll alternate through the news again.
We really need some sort of like thing there. We might have to make that happen. Like someone dropping a bag of coins on, dropping a bag of coins onto the floor or something.
Sound effect from Are You Being Served?
That's it. The elevator.
Yeah.
Yes, off you go. You can do the first one.
Twitch
I struggled with this last week.
Twitch streamers can now earn revenue with the Brave browser. New $1 million referral program to reward more creators. For those new to Brave, it's a faster, more private browser that also includes Brave Payments, a built-in method of supporting content creators. The Brave browser is integrated with the Basic Attention Token, or BAT, that audience members give to support their favorite publishers, YouTube creators, and Twitch streamers. There are several ways that creators, including those on Twitch, can earn revenue with Brave. A referral program, Brave will contribute promotional BAT to creators who get their fans to start using the Brave browser, either as a new user or on a different platform. Creators will earn BAT worth approximately $5 for each active user they bring to Brave who uses the browser across 30 days. Twitch streamers can activate this promotion after registering to become a Brave publisher, and they can invite their fans to download Brave with links and badges provided in their Brave Payments account. Donations users browsing with the latest Brave desktop version can turn on the integrated Brave payment system to automatically and anonymously donate BAT to their favorite Twitch streamers in 2 ways. A, they can pin a certain amount of BAT per month to a specific channel, and or B, they can set a monthly budget that is distributed to Twitch channels based on view count and time. What is Brave? Brave is on a mission to fix the web by giving users a safer, faster, and better browsing experience while growing support for content creators through a new attention-based ecosystem of rewards. Much more than a browser, Brave is a new way of thinking about how the web works. Brave is open source and built by a team of privacy-focused, performance-oriented pioneers of the web, founded by the inventor of JavaScript and co-founder of Mozilla.
And
I
we know
think
how both of
also,
those ended up.
well, Mozilla Firefox is still going, and Mozilla
Mozilla's all right.
Thunderbird. But
No.
I think what you can, it's got built-in ad blocking, but you can support sites such as, say, there's ads on New York Times or something. I don't know if there is. I know they've got a paywall, but say there's a website that's got ads, and you run their ad blocker, but you can also set it so that when you do read stuff on that site, it pays the people who own the site BAT. So they can earn tokens by you just using your browser on the site, and you can set how much BAT you want to donate to them every time you use it. That way the ads can go away and you don't pay, ongoing monthly fee if you don't go there every day. But if you read certain articles on there, you can set it so that they can get a bit of money for it. You don't get ads, they get a bit of money. Everybody's happy. What do you reckon about that?
Not a bad idea. I mean, that's kind of the thing at the moment. I run Chrome, obviously, and I have ad block on that. When I go to YouTube, especially on my creators that I watch often, I do have ad block turned off so that I still support them, but it means I've got to see ads. I like this idea because it means I can still support my YouTubers, and I don't have to watch ads.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad idea. I actually did try to install this earlier today at work, and it told me that the file couldn't be found. So I'm guessing they had a massive influx all of a sudden on people trying to install it.
Yeah, I installed it the other day and gave it a bit of a run, so we'll see how it goes.
Is it? I haven't played with it. But is it a standard browser or is it just it behaves like a normal browser?
Yeah, it behaves like Firefox would.
So basically, you have to enter everything, log in again, and do all your login stuff.
You can run your extensions like LastPass and AdBlocker and any of those. It comes with about half a dozen of them, mostly turned off. You can select to turn on LastPass, turn on 1Password, whichever systems you use, and then type in your details to log in, and you can use it just like normal. You can also, I've found interesting, import all of the sessions, cookies, history and everything from, say, Chrome, if you're using Chrome before, because on this computer, I always use Chrome as my default browser. So I just import all that stuff, and you go to type in a URL, and it half auto completes it because it knows from your Chrome history that's now imported into Brave that you've been to that site before. So it's just like you've switched to a new browser, but it's exactly like you're using the old one, only more secure, and you've got this back payment system as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to have a bit of a play with that. So, I was reading this story earlier. I thought it was hilarious. In an embarrassingly botched attempt to play it coy, budding blockchain startup Waltonchain got busted rewarding its own employees with cryptocurrency from public giveaway that was supposed to go to its users. Okay, not entirely unheard of. Not great, but not entirely unheard of. But here's the cringiest part. The company accidentally outed itself on Twitter. So, the Chinese-based blockchain company, which seeks to provide commercial ecosystems for the Internet of Things, or IoT, so Raspberry Pis and fridges, recently ran a promo campaign for Valentine's Day, encouraging users to follow its social media channels for a chance to win a small cut from its prize pool of 565 WTC, worth about 10,000 US. 214 qualifying participants will be selected randomly by application to receive 2.14 WTC, the company wrote in a blog post. Furthermore, 5 lucky winners will be selected from these 214 winners to receive an extra 21.4 WTC. The awkward part came moments later when Waltonchain employees accidentally bragged that he was among the 200 lucky individuals to receive a small prize from the giveaway. But unfortunately for the employee, they forgot to switch to their personal account, accidentally tweeting from the official company Twitter. In an attempt to salvage its reputation, Waltonchain has since issued an official response apologising to its users for this blunder. It also posted a video on Instagram as proof that the selection process was not spoofed by greedy employees, though many users have since argued that the footage itself does little to explain the actions of the employees. We'd like to publicly apologise to supporters, the apology statement read. We promise to deal with the matter in a serious and responsible way. The company's further added that it has since excluded the winning team member from its giveaway. The drop is thought to have been in the region of 30%, wiping around $150 million from value. They
Terrible outcome. And it was only worth like $50, the 2.14 Waltonchain anyway. So it's not like a huge loss. But seriously, if you're like, okay, everyone, here's the winners, and then reply from the same account, oh, totally, thank you, I'm so... And it's got emojis with crying emojis saying, Waltonchain is awesome, I just love the team at Waltonchain, thank you so much. And they're like, oh, whoops, that was supposed to be for my personal account. And apparently employees are now banned from future competitions, which should have been the case in the first place. I mean, you can't, any competition, if you or your family member is a member of this company or affiliated companies, you are not allowed to enter the competition, right?
Yeah, it's pretty standard fine print generally.
Yeah.
And if you do run a competition and an employee's allowed to enter, you don't let them tweet about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. Like, there's been a few companies lately in the last couple of weeks that have allowed, and I don't understand how they even do it. Why is your company browser and your private browser running in the same session? If you can't get them separated, like if it's your job to be
run
the person
one in
who
Opera and one in Chrome, seriously.
Yeah, that's it. If you are the person in charge of sending out tweets for the company, you should not have that logged into the same browser that's, got your own personal Twitter account there. It's just... But the thing is, in the last, month or so, there's been a couple of dozen companies that have had their social media expert tweet the wrong thing under the company's account. It's like...
They call it Social Media Expert Guru, or SMEG.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
It's the official title.
And they all seem to have big heads.
Use me.
So yeah, it's
how embarrassment.
And I mean, the worst part is this coin, whilst not, as you said, wasn't worth a huge amount, but it was actually doing not too bad given the coin itself.
Now they dropped 30% because of a major stuff up.
Yeah, which
was avoidable.
I don't really understand why it affected them that much, to be honest. Like, I get it, but at the same time...
Well, everyone's like, we can't trust you anymore. You run competitions and then your employees win them, so what's the point of us entering them at all? You're all dodgy
I guess people are really superficial. They don't understand how big businesses work. They're all dodgy. Not just that one. All of them. It's just they got caught out.
How could you say such a thing?
The bigger the business, the dodgier they are.
You're opening my eyes. I am woke. I am totally woke.
The reason they're as big as they are is because they don't get caught doing silly things. That's the difference. So, I mean, remember when, the same thing happened with...
You mean when big banks caused a global crash of the economy, were given a bailout to help build up the economy, instead gave that to all their executives as bonuses?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, remember that time that happened? Yeah. Because it never happens in the real world. It only happens in the crypto world. Yeah.
Yeah, crypto's evil.
Because, all banks are completely trustworthy and, I guaranteed that my money's going to be there next week.
Yeah, none of the banks are totally not involved in money laundering or anything like that.
Or, mass interoperability and all that sort of stuff.
Engine has officially turned 9 years of age. We talked about Engine last week. It's been a long journey from March 2009 all the way to the present. Multiple website tools and features, partnerships, as well as updates have been released, with many more to come. Engine has decided to create a contest in which Engine website days and Engine coin can be won. A total of 99 winners will be selected, with 3 grand prize winners obtaining a bundle of 1,000 ENJ with 1 year Engine Ultimate Plan, 6 total lucky winners obtaining 1,000 ENJ in 6 months Engine Advanced Plan, and 90 individuals bagging 100 ENJ. It began March the 2nd, 2018, and will run until March the 11th. Enter the competition at this address that you can see up the top that Mr. T has got, because it's gleam.io /lowercase ncf capital WJ /happy-birthday-engine.
Because apparently nobody's heard of like URL shorteners in this company.
What even is Bitly?
What's Google? Google.
Goo.gul.
Wow, that's really hard to say. Man,
we deal with Goo.gul all the time.
I use it at work. It's actually really handy because it lets you see all the
Spammers
traffic.
use it a lot.
Yeah, it's really handy to see because we do on the bottom of our invoices we have a little go to this address to fill out the Google survey thing, and we just use a Google shortener. But it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing how well that tracks. Like they seem to do tracking better than anyone else too.
Yeah,
but that's a whole other show. But yeah, no, I mean Engine. Well, I've probably been using it for 5 years. Didn't really hear much of it.
Win it. If we win it, we'll have to switch our website back.
Yeah, well, we do technically still have an Engine website, or at least Engine-ish. But really, I think Minecraft was probably the big turning point for Engine.
Yeah.
It was around, but it wasn't commonplace.
Integrating it into Bucket and then Spigot with their plugin, and then allowing people who are in the game to use purchase virtual currency on Engine on the website for the server, and then in game being able to use that to purchase enchanted weapons or armor and access to certain areas, and give us some subscription plan so that they could join the server and things like that. Just skyrocketed Engine off the planet to the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was it's good that they've sort of taken advantage of it. I think imagine if they had Engine Coin back 5 years ago, I think it would actually be worth a reasonable amount at this point. Yeah. It's only because they sort of were a bit slow on the uptake there that it hurt them a bit. So this one is, where are we? This one's yours.
You want me to do another one? Okay. PayPal is eyeing off a way to boost the speed of cryptocurrency payments. A newly released patent filing shows an application for an expedited virtual currency transaction system, say that 3 times fast, published on March the 1st by the US Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, details a method by which private keys, the string of numbers and letters used to transact or otherwise control one's cryptocurrency holdings, are swapped from a buyer to a seller behind the scenes. The aim of the concept is to narrow the amount of time it takes for payments to go through between a consumer and merchant, avoiding the process of sending a transaction and waiting for it to be included in the next block on the network. To do this, PayPal proposes a way to create a secondary wallets with their own unique private keys for buyers and sellers. The system would then transfer the private keys corresponding to an exact amount of any given cryptocurrency. The submission is a notable one, coming years after PayPal announced partnerships with several Bitcoin payment processors that allowed merchants to accept the cryptocurrency through the company's payments hub starting in 2014.
Yes, I had to give that to you because I had like 15 sneezes all lined up.
Plus the next story was yours anyway, so I'd be happy for you to have that one.
So yeah, it's interesting how they're using, I think, thinking outside the box a little bit with the application here.
Yep.
I was actually reading it. It's slightly different, but the secure HTTPS that we were using now for the secure browsing, they use the same sort of principle. You generate keys for that and whatever. There was a thing I was reading today where a CEO of a company accidentally publicly released 20,000 keys.
Accidentally.
So it's like,
in an email.
Yeah.
So they've all been revoked. Hooray.
Yep. So yeah, so there's 20,000 less private sites than there were. So, but yeah, no, it's interesting that PayPal is, I suppose not surprised. On the one hand, it's quite surprising PayPal's getting vested in crypto.
I think they need to, because somebody's going to set up a crypto PayPal system to compete with them. So they need to jump on the bandwagon and get there first and get it all sorted and down pat. And I mean, some places have gone. I think wasn't it eBay recently said PayPal's no longer the primary payment method for their site anymore. So they
don't own them now. So
so they need to become more relevant. And crypto is the way of the future. Thanks, you millennials. So
it's interesting though. I think it's interesting. I reckon if PayPal was still owned by eBay, I don't reckon that they would be. It's purely because they're being back to being an independent company that they actually have this option.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm all for it. You might.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good thing. I think they just have to be careful that it doesn't, because their primary business is still, and will be for quite a while, primarily real world currency, and everything associated with that. I think they're going to just have to be careful they don't confuse users. You know what I mean? Like if an average person logs on and then they're suddenly given, they want to convert their dollar coin to 300 different other variations. I think they're going to be a bit like, okay.
PayPal's going to nearly need to become an exchange themselves, because they're going to have to. If I've only got, say, the engine, and I want to buy something, and the other person accepts Ethereum, they're going to have to work out how much each is worth compared to the US dollar, and then do a conversion of how many engines do I need to power an Ethereum coin.
And it's not like that. I mean, if you pay, say, I use PayPal on eBay, and I pay somebody pays me on eBay and pay into my PayPal account, then I choose to, or at the moment, I can choose to either spend that back in PayPal, or I can choose to withdraw it. Yep. If I withdraw it, I get charged a fee for withdrawal. If I choose to respend it, I don't get charged as much of a fee. Now, okay, I've now got that $100 I just made on eBay sitting in my account, and I want to buy cryptocurrency with it.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. Once again, they're going to have that facility internally. They're not going to want to have to go to a third-party site, especially if it's not on one of the big exchanges. If it's different, something odd, they're going to have the facility in there to do that. So yeah, I think it's certainly going to be a big undertaking. I mean, if anybody's got
they should be able to do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if anybody's got the existing
wallet on there, that you're going to be able to transfer it from the PayPal wallet to your Binance wallet, or your Cryptopia wallet, or your MyEther wallet, or your Engine wallet, whatever you've got.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be able to transfer that out as well. So they're going to have to set up those. It's going to be quite a big undertaking, but I think it'll be good. Do you think we'll ever see logging onto eBay and you're like, I want to buy a monitor, and that'll be 0.000125 bitcoins as the price?
I think hope so, but I hope it has that option, but I hope it doesn't use Bitcoin as a standard, because mathematically that's nasty to try and work out an actual price. Like, I hope it says you can buy this in AUD, and then you have a drop-down box once again with all the different currencies, and it goes, okay, I'm going to use, I've got a heap of Ethereum sitting there, I'll use that, or whatever you've got,
yep.
Or Pascal, or whatever particular coin you have. You can go, okay, well, I've got a heap of those sitting there, I'll just use that and get the conversion for that. I think that would be a better approach to doing it. There already are eBay-esque sites I've noticed popping up that do specific currencies. But there's no one site, and once again, if anybody can do it, eBay can do it, because they've got the processing power to do it. Yep. Maybe eBay should have kept a hold of PayPal. But
maybe they'll buy it back now.
Yeah, and they might buy the actual rights to use the actual software and the development part of it, rather than
Why
just...
would you do that? Don't be silly.
So, no, look, I think it could potentially be a good thing. We're in a very interesting time at the moment with crypto, where cryptocurrency in its actual concept is actually quite established. It's been around for publicly available easily for at least 10 years, if not longer, in various forms. So we've got this currency that's well established. Most people, at least to some degree, have heard of it, if not know about it. A lot of people have vested in various forms of it, and yet it's still not really a viable financial currency. Like,
Yep.
and I don't know if that's because of diversification or whatever, but you can't just, well, it's starting to happen, but you generally can't just walk down to the coffee shop and pay in whatever Bitcoin you've got, or whatever
there's a lot of
currency you've got.
Australian news agencies now. You can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum in. There's like 200 around Australia. Just came out in the last week.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It is starting to happen, but it's, the implementation of it is still really messy because none of the point of sale systems support it. There's no, like, you're not transferring with FPOS. You're just transferring that into my account, and then my bank handles it. And when I have an account sale and they pay with FPOS, once it gets processed to the bank merges the two together, goes, okay, here's the outstanding amount, here's the sale, that belongs to that. So there's none of that integration, which is sort of what I was going. Like, for a relatively established currency, there's no integration with the existing point of sales. Like AustraliaCoin, same thing. There's some guys who are accepting AustraliaCoin, and it's great because it's not even, it's on one exchange, but it's not really even a coin. But there's no concise way of doing it. I use my phone wallet, and I can scan your QR code, get your wallet, and transfer the money to you. But then once okay, you've transferred the money to me, I've given you your hot dog, off you go. Now I've got this currency and I've just bought these hot dogs that I now need to pay for, and I can't give this currency to this guy, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with this currency now. Do I trade it in at a loss to get cash so that I can pay this guy, or do I, so it's still not a concise system. It still doesn't quite flow the way it needs to be everywhere. But look, obviously they're working on it, but I think that at the moment is one of the drawbacks to trying to. I would love to accept it at work, but first I have to explain the concept of cryptocurrency to my boss. Then I have to explain the concept that no, it won't go into the bank. It goes into, and then, so yeah, it's just like.
And if you lose your wallet,
it's just easier to. This is the same guy who loses his iPhone 3 times a week. I mean, So yeah, and he gets his credit card hacked, and there's overseas transactions on his credit card before the mail has arrived with the card in it.
Wow.
The last three cards he's had before he's activated the card's already been somehow taken, details done, activated, and spent overseas.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of places that you can use the card. You just need the card number and the expiry date. The security number is there, and if you've got a legit company, they'll be like, "Oh, we totes need the security number and everything, otherwise we can't do the transaction." And yet there's all these other places that are just like, "Give us the number and the expiry date. What about the CVE? No, you don't need that. We'll just charge it, and it works."
Well, you can do manual entry, which we do at work quite often because we do a lot of over-the-phone payments. And yeah, if you just use the card number and the expiry date, and then it comes up with CCV, you can either enter it or you can press the button saying not entered, and then it says why it wasn't entered. Was it unreadable? Was it unreadable? Not available? And something else, and you just click unreadable, and it doesn't even ask for a signature or anything.
So there you go.
So yeah, the thing is with over the phone though, and this is what really annoys us, our bank details aren't like where Battery Centre of Brisbane is our trading as name, but our FPOS is made out to the bank account, which is as the proprietary limited company, not the trading as. So if we do a card over the phone and we send them the FPOS receipt or on their bank statement, it says the name of the company that the FPOS came from, but they're like, hang on, I didn't order anything from them, and they ring up and report it as a spam, and then we've got to spend the next 2 weeks convincing the bank that it's actually legit. So it's actually a right royal pain doing card over the phone. I'd much prefer to not do it.
Yeah.
Because people don't go, $60 2 weeks ago, oh yeah, that's right. My car broke down and I was stranded and they can't put a new battery in. People go, $160 2 weeks ago. I didn't spend that. It's just like. So yeah, but I think this is part of it. It's going to have to become much more integrated system. There is going to have to be some form of central FPOS style system set up that allows it to go from whatever wallet it's coming from and to one central place, whether it is a wallet or whether it's a bank account per se that has like a wallet, but it's sort of, I guess, more versatile. Like it acts like a bank account where you actually have transactions coming in and the bank can actually do something with it.
Here's the question. With over 1,400 different crypto coins, is a POS going to have a heart attack?
Yeah. Well, see, this is the other problem. It probably will, because pretty much all point of sales now are online. So they're all relying on browser cache to keep that particular page functioning, and then when you click whatever you click on, it loads the next page and does the same thing. It caches it again, so it's caching one page at a time. They're really, really susceptible to bad internet connections and dropouts, and they usually freak out over that. And that's caching basic stuff. If they've got to cache thousands of different payment options, they're really not going to be impressed about it. You'd probably
which ones are they going to support? You're going to be able to say, well, we support Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Oh, well, I've got Poet. What the heck is Poet?
That wouldn't really matter too much, because all you would need to you could get the workaround with that, because as a rule you have currently cash, check, direct deposit, and FPOS. And FPOS covers Visa card, MasterCard, savings, credit check. That covers all that. So at the moment, you've sort of got 4 primary things. So you could just add a 5th one, which would be crypto. It kind of is semi-irrelevant where it comes from, as long as the payment's received by you, and it's when you mark it as a crypto payment, it would have a timestamp on it, and you can go back and look at the timestamp. So it probably wouldn't matter.
Something's still going to have to do the conversion between.
That's what I was going to say. You'd need a wallet.
Dashcoin and
you would need something other. That's the point of sale can't do that. Point of sale is just not powerful enough to do that.
Yeah.
You would need a back end program that once the point of sale has gone through at the end of the day, because at the moment when you do an end of day, it tells you your cash, your card, your check, your direct deposit. You add all that up. If it matches your balance for the day, you're done. So if you had crypto in that, it would have to do the end of day. It would have to take into consideration what the coin was worth at the time the transaction was made, rather than what it is 12 hours later when you do end of day. But it would have to have some form of, I guess, combining ability, where instead of listing each coin individually for the end of day, it simply goes, this is your total amount that you made through that particular type of currency. And then
but you're not going to have 1,400 wallets. What I mean.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would have to have almost like a bank account style setup where after the end of the day is processed and all those transactions get accumulated, they all go into a central location. There'd have to be some form of back end to allow that to happen. I don't know enough about programming.
There'd have to be some really big computer systems, because at the moment, even if you're just transferring Ethereum, say, between 2 exchanges, the amount of connections that are happening daily just for the Ethereum coin by itself is huge and complex, and these computer systems are connecting through millions of connections per second.
Yeah.
Now you've got to convert all the different 1,400 currencies into whatever your system is going to accept. Somebody's going to have a really big... It's going to be like a normal currency exchange where you've got like yen and the US dollar, the Australian dollar, whatever, and be able to convert all of those. But now you've got another 1,400 to throw in there, and every day there's another coin coming out.
You get all these coins that are really unheard of, like the Australia coin and stuff like that, which maybe on one exchange somewhere, like what are you using as your basis? So that's what I mean. There's going to have to be something's going to have to change somewhere to be centralized, at least to the point of data collection. So it's going to have to be centralized to the point where I can say, I have all these coins here, you have these, and you just give me the equivalent. Or I'll keep these. What are they worth? And I'll put them into their own. You click one button.
Yeah.
I don't care if I initially have to sign up for 1,000 wallets because it's not going to be a big job. You only have to do it once. You hire some lucky for a day, he can do it. And I don't care if at the end of the day you go, okay, my end of day's done, it all balances, send, and then hit send, and it all goes to their respective wallets. As long as then I have that option in one program where I can go see what each wallet's got in it, how much each wallet's worth, and then I can, if I choose to, at that point I can transfer money out of that wallet. But it's got to be bundled into a way that I can hand it to my secretary or hand it to my admin or hand it to the boss and go, here, make this happen. And
then your accountant comes in and goes, okay, I'm going to do your accounts for the last 12 months. They go, hey, what do you got? Well, there's 1,400 for crypto. Okay, I think I'm going to get a job as a janitor at McDonald's now because accountancy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Maybe we need to get Eric on the show.
Yeah, well, actually, that'd be interesting to see it from that end of it. So that's what I was saying. You would need to have some form of single point program that has access to all the different wallets, so that when you go, you can click on show me what I've got, and it brings up everything you have. It's a CSV database or whatever, so you can do something with it.
Yep.
But it needs to be all in a single point, which I don't know how many of these wallets have a way into them. I don't know if they allow access. I don't know how they're written. Stuff that's commonplace, like the stuff that's off the Litecoin or whatever, it's going to allow that sort of thing. But there's a lot of highly customized or bespoke ones out there that probably won't allow that, like the ones we've been talking about tonight. They're probably all custom written. They're probably not piggybacked off Litecoin, like the engine coins and stuff like that. It's whether or not they will allow you access to do something like that, I don't know. But
I think it's going to be very interesting. But I'll get my accountant come in. Can you just wait a couple of days? I want to see if the value of Bitcoin goes up 10%. Yeah. Then you do my taxes, and I've made an extra $50,000 this year or something like that.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be really weird. And a lot of people are going to go, well, no, you don't want a centralized service. That's defeating the whole purpose of having it. But I'm like, I don't want a centralized bank. I want to centralize access to all my separate accounts. It's like having a bank account with every bank in the world, but being able to access it from one login point.
I think probably the easiest thing is going to be you have a Bitcoin wallet, and if someone pays in Dash, it gets converted into how many Bitcoin, and then that appears in your wallet and be done like that.
But once again, that would rely on that particular exchange having that particular coin. Because if they didn't list that coin, you couldn't do that.
Fun, right?
Who said this was going to be easy? Lucky we decided to do a show about it.
Oh, yeah. Now we've explained it so much that people have got it clear in their head. They know exactly how it's going to work. You're welcome.
If you've got any questions, ask someone else.
We'll get you Eric's phone number.
Yeah. And criminals, because they're not going to be not criminals, have stolen approximately 600 servers from Icelandic data centers used to mine cryptocurrency. Over the weekend, the Associated Press reported a theft which law enforcement says is one of the biggest series of thefts Iceland has ever experienced. And mostly because it's like dark for like 14 hours a day. Mining rigs are so powerful, computers bent to the task. That doesn't make any sense. The computer powers...
Mining rigs are powerful computers bent to the task of mining cryptocurrency.
But they're not bent to the task. It's stupid. Anyway, cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, while standard consumer PCs are not powerful enough for mining tasks without the addition of decent GPUs, the kind of equipment you'll find usually safe and locked away in data centers is capable of mining far more successfully and on a larger scale.
I think they're talking about ASICs that we've discussed last week.
That's would have been a simpler way of putting it. The stolen equipment is estimated to be worth close to $2 million. While 11 individuals have been arrested in connection with the theft, including a security guard, the equipment has not been recovered. There was hope that by keeping quiet for a few months, law enforcement would be able to track down the thieves and stolen hardware. Icelandic Police Commissioner said that thefts which occurred...
Come on!
Just no! No.
Oliver Helgi Johnson.
I can't put K and J together in the same movement. It just doesn't happen. Olaf.
Jackson! It is easy.
Olaf, it's the snowman out of Frozen. There you go. Which occurred in December and January at various data centers took place on a scale unseen before, and the evidence points to highly organised crime. Well, it's not going to point to unorganised crime, is it, you dumber? This is why Icelandic police can't catch them. But yeah, it's interesting. All ASCII miners have, well, they could potentially leave a trail because they're all individual systems. You're very limited in what you can do with those.
Unless you're going to sell them all off to other people. If you suddenly have 600 servers and go, let's mine Ethereum right now, bam. Suddenly there's this huge energy requirement in a building somewhere in Iceland. And also suddenly Mining Pool Hub has got a huge number of computers connecting to start mining Ethereum. Somebody is going to be able to track something down somewhere. So I think you're not going to be suddenly setting up your own mining rig place in the basement and start mining your own coins. You're going to be wanting to sell these at a price on eBay.
You could get away with it to some degree if you're mining like something like Straightcoin, which is effectively an unlisted coin. So that side of it you could probably get away with. But yeah, in terms of, as I said, your power consumption, unless they did have 15 thieves, and although 11 of them, okay, so they had 25 thieves, they caught 11, they've still got 15. That they all get, but I say how many was, they say there's 600 servers stolen, but you see, an average house couldn't even run that many. The power consumption would be too high for an actual house. You would only be able to run half a dozen of them anyway. So
you get a warehouse.
Yeah, it would look for somebody who's just got a massive warehouse with 3-phase power, and just fly over the top in the middle of winter and just look for a heat exchange for the heat coming out of the building. Like it's going to put off an insane amount of heat.
If you need any advice on how to get enough power and how much you need, contact Will at.
Even I could struggle with the maths on that one. I tell you, that's a lot.
And you need to charge a lot of money for that invoice.
Oh yeah, knowing how much an ASIC server uses, that 600. I don't reckon. I reckon even a server room would struggle to have 50 in it. A dedicated.
Bitmain does all right.
Yeah, but don't they have only like a wall of them? They've only like 50 on a wall.
I'm not sure. I didn't see how many they had.
I think I've seen that picture. They show the wall, but that's a lot of power. And not only is it a lot of power, it's a lot of bandwidth. Like, don't forget you also need the bandwidth to go with that. There's no point having all this service sitting there if you've only got ADSL. You're not going to do much with it.
We got dial up.
So yeah, it's just funny that I'm slightly concerned that they took 600 servers from Icelandic data centers. They don't say how many centers those 600 were taken from. It's kind of interesting that Iceland has so many data servers specifically mining Bitcoin.
Well, they said that they've invested a huge lot in renewable energy for electricity, so it's quite cheap there. So I'm guessing that's why they've got a lot of them, kind of like China.
I expect it out of China though. Iceland just doesn't. I don't know. There's just something about it. Doesn't.
Never thought it would be.
You don't associate Iceland with sort of data centers and data mining. Like it just. I don't know. But I suppose.
Well, now you do, right?
Yeah, but it's funny that the security guard was one of the persons that they arrested. I thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
But
it's a very naughty boy.
I have to admit, it's kind of odd that they managed to arrest 11 people and not one of them knows anything about it. Did they arrest the right 11 people?
What a server.
Or did they just randomly go and arrest 11 people and go, tell me about it?
You must know.
I don't know any of these words that you're using.
Oh dear. So, coin of the week. As usual, we're not recommending purchasing it, just explaining what it is and what it can be used for, particularly if it has good real world use. This time we're going with OMG. otherwise known as Omi's Go, from omisgo.network. Omi's Go is an open payment platform and decentralized exchange issued on Ethereum, an open source public blockchain. Its slogan is Unbank the Banked, and the stated objective is to provide better financial services for everyone, including both people who use traditional banking services and people in developing countries and locales which lack traditional banking infrastructure. Its token OMG is currently the sixth highest market cap Ethereum project in the world and was the first Ethereum project to exceed USD $1 billion valuation. The project is supported by co-founders of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood, and is designed by the creator of Lightning Network and Plasma, Joseph Poon. The public release of the wallet SDK is expected to happen in the first quarter of 2018. The SDK and blockchain will continue to be worked on and functionality added. Omi's Go offers a solution to the coordination problem between payment processors, financial gateways, and financial institutions. It enables financial institutions, including payments, remittances, payroll deposit, B2B commerce, supply chain finance, loyalty programs, asset management and trading, and other on-demand services. So I was reading there's a lot of countries that don't have much finance and even have struggled, with banks and stuff because they just don't have the money, but OMG should be able to help them out. OME's Go to Bitcoin value 0.001533132 Bitcoin, which is about $22.60 Australian that I checked just earlier tonight. And I've got 11.2 OMG that I've invested in. So interesting to see how that goes, but seems to be doing all right at the moment on the markets.
And if you don't know what Plasma is, I'll read it directly off their site. This will avoid all confusion and you'll never have to ask any more questions. OMG is designed to pioneer the Plasma architecture, the leading Ethereum Layer 2 scalability solution. The OMG network is a proof-of-stake and infinitely scalable Plasma blockchain with a decentralized exchange built into its core consensus layer. The Plasma construction allows for low-cost security, scalability, and settlement for all financial applications that will run on the OMG network.
Excellent.
Well, glad that cleared that up.
Thank you for that, Mr. T. What would we do without you?
In other words, they don't know. They're using this thing and they don't know what it does.
We certainly don't.
Not after that. There is a Plasma white paper if you're really keen, but yeah, it's interesting. They're saying it's infinitely scalable, which is interesting because most people aren't game enough to make that claim.
Yeah.
And obviously decentralized exchange, that's all fairly common. But this could be at least the start of what we're talking about before with the point of sale. If they manage to pull off the point of sale and side of it with as I was saying before, with all that sort of financial applications with the wallets and how they're all going to blend together, it could be a good start. I don't know if it's the solution to the problem, but it's certainly a good segue into it. Yeah,
I think it's worth a look into. And so, as I said, I bought 11.2 is what I ended up with after trading fees and stuff. Conversions.
It's yeah, I mean it's I guess these days just being a crypto isn't enough. You have to be a crypto with a cause.
Yes. Those are the ones that I want to invest in, the cryptos with a cause and the cryptos with proof of stake, because mining has been incredibly difficult and expensive.
Yeah, it's
and not good for the planet.
And preferably something that's listed on an exchange always helps.
Yep.
So.
And I thought I'd throw in, since we've been looking at some wallets, we had a look at Engine Wallet last week, so why not look at My Ether Wallet? What is My Ether Wallet? My Ether Wallet is a free open source client-side interface. They allow you to interact directly with the blockchain while remaining in full control of your keys and your funds. You and only you are responsible for your security. My Ether Wallet is an online Ether wallet that works as a free open source client-side tool. The wallet, like most cryptocurrency wallets, lets you easily and securely interact with the Ethereum network. The unique thing about My Ether Wallet, also known as MEW or MEW, is that you can use conventional cold storage wallets like Ledger or Trezor to access your account. Your device is your wallet. MyEther Wallet is a wallet software that lets you connect with the Ethereum network. Obviously, you can use MyEther Wallet with or without the hardware wallet. Unlike a conventional online wallet, MyEther Wallet doesn't allow you to create a wallet on their servers or even create an MEW account. Instead, it allows you to create your own wallet and then store the wallet however you like. You can also broadcast transactions on the blockchain over the MyEther Wallet full node. MyEther Wallet supports ETH, ETC, Testnet ETH, UBQ, EXP, RSK, Music Coin, and any Ethereum standard coins, also known as ERC-20 tokens, which a lot of coins are compatible with ERC-20, so it's very useful for that.
Yes. Just looking at the little online sort of introduction to the wallet there, it's interesting.
Yeah, they've got a page and you have to read through a basic tutorial on what is MyEther Wallet, how do I keep things secure, what to do, what not to do. And then they're like, we're not a bank and we don't hold your keys and you can't ask us to get back your wallet if you accidentally delete it or throw the hard drive in the bin. Who would do that? So, yes, be very careful.
It's a really good concept, actually. It makes people, like, understand, you know, what they're in for. And this is part of it. Part of the thing with crypto at the moment is people may have heard of crypto, whether it be Bitcoin or whatever, but they don't necessarily understand it and understand the concept of it. So
yeah, this is just trying to make it easy for you instead of downloading command line wallets and things like this that just get too confusing. Or if you don't want to sign up to exchange because you're worried it might happen something like BitGrail and then suddenly bye-bye money, well, you can keep this on your local computer. I think it's got a Chrome extension, so you can just run that, create your wallet, keep it all on the computer there. You can transfer stuff into, as I said, the Trezor or Ledger Nano S wallets and things like this, so you can keep it secure.
All wallets are backupable. You can basically make a backup of all your wallets, and you can usually back them up within the app to multiple locations, whether you want to put it on your hard drive, whether you want to put it in the cloud, you know. So there's actually I thought I had it beside
Most of them all have a wallet.dat file that you can copy.
Yeah, I actually got a little mini USB. I think it's 8 gig. I think it was thumb drive. It's smaller than a micro SD card. It's really tiny, and it goes on your keyring. But it's so small, like you can actually. It's hard to explain. It's probably I don't know, half a centimeter by half a centimeter sort of thing.
Yeah, I've got a Wi-Fi USB key like that. It's really tiny. You can just see it sticking out of the USB port.
Yeah, and well, that's it. You have to actually keep this on the keyring because if you take it off the keyring, you push into the USB port and you can't get it back out. It's literally just long enough. It's the size of the USB port, and then it's actually it's not. It's half the size of the USB port when you get it, and then you actually pull the USB extension out of it, then you push it in. That's why you need to keep it on the keyring because it locks it in place. And then you grab it with the keyring, pull it out, and close it back up, and it's actually half the size it would need to be to go into the USB port. But it's perfect for stuff like this because you don't even notice on your keychain. Like I could hold my keychain in my hand, be talking to you, you wouldn't know I had it there. You know, so it's a perfect way to, or you could hide it anywhere you want. It's like a mil and a half thick or something. You hide it in your wallet. You could throw it in an envelope and post it to your grandma.
Something like TrueCrypt, you can encrypt your USB key with a password so that nobody will be able to get to your wallet anyway, even if they did get your USB key.
This is true. I mean, you can encrypt it whatever you want, really, but you know that's another thing you've got to remember. Then you got to remember your encryption key, so you got to store your encryption key somewhere.
I have a very long passphrase and just zip it up and zip and encrypt, but make sure it's a very long passphrase. Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow. There you go.
What was it?
Don't everybody use that now, just some people. And don't tell anyone you used it.
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was red as blood. How's that go? I can't remember how that goes. I know it ends up following her to school one day between 2 slices of bread.
Yeah.
I can't
Mary had
remember.
a little lamb. Its fleece was black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, his sooty footy put.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, Daddy had a motor car. Push the throttle, pull the choke, off he goes in a cloud of smoke.
My daughter used to sing that when she was in primary school.
Cameron loves it. I don't know why. He just is that
Why?
Daddy?
Because Daddy's a car head. That's why.
It's like Daddy Twinkle car.
Yeah. No,
Won't
no
let me sing
tinkle
the-
in the car. No tinkle car.
He won't let me sing the original one now. I've got to sing that one all the time. Sorry, don't mind me. My keyboard just collapsed. Ugh. My feet fell out from under me.
Feet fell out. Anyway, that should do. Visit our website at aussietechcrypto.com. Send us an email from the contact us form, like all those spammers do.
Yeah, yeah. We may if you get put into the spam folder, that's kind of an accident.
Or did we do it on purpose? Who knows? Or go to the website and click the link to jump on Discord and talk to us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye. No, not hands.
Bye. This show is a part of the Aussie Tech Heads podcasting network. You can listen to us at aussietechradio.com. We're not licensed advisors, so please don't invest your life savings in anything we say on the show. You can contact us at feedback@aussietechcrypto.com. Visit the website aussietechcrypto.com. Thanks for listening to Aussie Tech Crypto. Tune in each week for more fun and information.